David Beam, I believe this is your show.
Yes.
And it is called WrestleTalk with David Beam.
Yes, it is, the professional wrestling talk.
I see it up above us here. It says, over this way, WrestleTalk. Bam! I like it, dude. We are outside the squared circle. I missed wrestling this month. And for anybody out there viewing in television land, David Beam, he covers local wrestling, anything pro wrestling in general. He likes it. My name's Arlan Robinson. I'm community facilitator here at CCTV. I kind of got into the wrestling too since I was a kid. So I was gone for 2 weeks. I was on vacation in Colorado. David hooked me up. What did I miss out on? What happened in Salem?
We had a battle royal for the Northwest belts, and the same people got the belts again.
No, was this for like the tag team titles?
Yeah, and the same people got the belts again.
Who are they? Who were those guys? Who was
Cosmo was here.
Cosmo. He's always causing trouble somewhere, right? That's kind of what.
Man, that and the grappler. Me and him was talking.
The grappler's always causing chaos somewhere.
He likes me.
Does he? Now, did you ever see the grappler back in the old days at Old Portland Wrestling? Sandy Barr's old Portland Wrestling?
Yeah. All the wrestlers knows me in the Northwest.
And well, what was your history? Did you say you used to like
Be
help
a roadie.
set up the ring and stuff?
Set up and tear down.
Wow, wow. Now, how long did you do that?
I did that for the Grand Theater.
Oh, was that when they would come here to Salem and do shows at the Grand?
Yeah, now I used to be a roadie.
Was this like in the 80s?
Yep.
Wow, wow. I'm an Oregon City kid, so we used to go actually see the shows in Portland where they filmed the
I used
Portland
to do that
TV
in Portland
tapings.
too.
That was a big deal as a kid because we would come home and we would watch those shows on KPTV 12 at night. That was when KPTV 12 was a local channel with no network affiliate. Back in the old days, old Channel 12 was nobody owned them. They weren't Fox, they weren't UPN. It was just, that was like the local Portland television station back in the day.
But I think we could do is that the WC would run my name on this program, put it right out there in public, on Channel 12.
Yeah, well, that's something also for the viewers out there. We're going to try and get some other wrestlers and promoters back on. We want Morty back. So Morty,
he said he wants to do it.
Really? Morty Lipschitz, we've got to have you back. You were awesome. You were funny. You were smart. You're all those things we loved. We got to have you back, Morty. Cosmo. We'd love to have Cosmo.
Cosmo said he wants to be on the show, but he's on the road all the time.
We're begging you, Cosmo. Before you go big, you got to come do WrestleTalk with Dave here. You got to sit in the squared circle with David Beam.
And I'm urged all the professional wrestlers in the Northwest to come in to see my show and talk about it. Meet the families. I want the little kids come in. I want businesses come in and talk about professional wrestling. I went and heard them. And I want teachers. I want football players, basketball players, whatever.
Yeah,
I want to come in and talk about wrestling.
Fans of wrestling, perhaps.
I want the fans. I've been talking to a lot of fans who want to be on my show. They don't know how to get a hold of me, see?
What we'll put at the bottom of the screen here is some contact info on who to email. If you want to be a guest on WrestleTalk with David Beam, David will have you on his next TV taping. You could sit right here where I am and you could talk wrestling with David Beam. So David Beam, back to what we were talking about. There was a battle royal and the guys that had the titles kept it. What else happened that night?
They went out and
was Gangrel back?
Yeah, he was back.
He was supposed to find that new guy in a...
he did that.
They were supposed to have a big fight.
He did that.
What happened and who won that fight?
Gangrel won.
Did Gangrel win it? And I can't remember the other guy's name. Damien?
Yeah, a young kid.
He's a new guy, and I'm sorry, Damien. We'll have you on the show, and you can get really mad that I don't remember your name. He's a good
nice guy.
Good young talent, right? And one of the new school guys running around out there doing stuff. Yeah. What other matches happened?
Well, you had the young kids wrestling.
Were some new guys, some young guys out there?
Yeah, coming in. Mm-hmm. And me and Jeff Manning was talking about bringing new people into WC from different towns and different states come in.
Well, different areas too,
yeah.
right?
But I want WC and I want Atlanta, Georgia wrestlers come in.
Oh, you want why Atlanta, Georgia wrestlers? Who's over there?
I want that. the one that's got the belt now.
I'm thinking of the old WCW back
I want,
in the
I
days.
want Roddy Piper. I want all of the ones you used to wrestle.
Remember the Boogie Woogie Man and the
Yes.
Fabulous Freebirds and the Four Horsemen?
I'm thinking to get the Bruise Brothers here.
Oh, the Bruise Brothers. Man, those guys don't sound nice.
And I want to bring in Snake Roberts back. I want to have him back one more time.
You know, if he's back in town, that would be a great interview. That would be a sweet interview. Yeah.
And I want to bring in Roddy Piper. I want to have him on. He lives in Portland.
Yeah, he's a Portland guy, but I know he's real busy too, so it'd be fun to get. I mean, he's the holy grail for us, right? For here in the Northwest. You know, you talk the biggest pro wrestler name, we're talking Hot Rod Roddy Piper.
I really like to see Roddy Piper on my show.
A friend of mine I'll reach out to, Thunder. Thunder, if you're out there, we'd love to have you on the show, dude. It would be totally fun. Or G-Shock, be fun to have you in.
I'd like to have him on too.
Or if we could ever get CC Poison, I haven't talked to CC in forever. I miss you, man.
And I want all professional wrestlers who used to be on in Portland. I want to be on my show.
Yeah, it'd be fun to see who's still around. I remember, was there a while back when they had Mean Mike Miller on the show?
He lives in Vancouver, Washington.
He lives in Vancouver. Before he passed away, when I used to film wrestling in Milwaukee before I got a job here at CCTV. I got to meet Playboy Buddy Rose. He came and did a PNPW show, and that
I used to be a roadie with him.
He was a heck of a nice guy.
I know Giant. I met him.
Wow, you met Andre the Giant. I mean, he was famous around the world. Like, he was really well known. I met Hulk Hogan when I was a teenager.
And I got some people in WC, and I got some people in Atlanta, WWF, coming to my house.
Wow.
Gonna bring me home too.
Wow, you even get rides home?
Yep, I do.
Man, well, maybe you got to bribe them with food, David. Maybe you got to start bringing in pizza or something, and we'll get.
But
then we know they'll show up, right? We just got to feed them, and the boys will be here. They'll probably.
I think they would.
They'd probably go all night, talk your ear off the whole time.
Yeah, but I like to see that the families come out and bring the disability people here too on my show. I got fans wanting to come here and they don't know how to get here.
Well, yeah, if you're not familiar
some of them live in Caballos, that don't know how to, be on the program. They might not know
Salem, because we are at 575 Trade Street, so that's some info. If anyone needed to know, I'll put up the info again. The email to find out about it. We could get them directions too, Dave, so they know how to get here. If they ride the bus and they know how to get to the transit mall, we're 2 blocks away. We're easy from there.
Yes.
If you know how to get downtown or you ride the bus, we're 2 blocks away. You can't miss us hardly. Well, you could miss us, but you'd have to try. You'd have to try hard, Dave.
Yes.
So. Well, what was there anything else you wanted to tell me about the show I missed? Was there anything big anything else?
It is the big thing. I like to have a cage match.
You want a cage match?
For the title shots.
For the title? Good Lord, I haven't seen a cage match in forever.
That's what I want. I'm working out with Jeff Manning to have a cage match for all the belts.
They used to have those quite a bit when I was a kid. Portland Wrestling would do them every now and then, but back in the day in Portland, for any of you Northwesterners, again, I'll go kind of Channel 12 days. Instead of cage matches, we were more into the coal miner's glove matches.
I'm working on that too.
Have you ever seen one of those before? I've seen several of those. Those are fun matches. So for those of you who don't know, in one of the corners on a big post, they put this big coal miner's glove, and we don't even know what a coal miner's glove is made out of, right? It could be anything could be in that thing. But it looks like a medieval leather gauntlet. And the first person to climb up and get it gets to use it on the other fella. So basically, they pummel each other the whole time. One of them finally gets up there and gets it and then drops the bomb on the other guy, and that's the whole match. It's story over at that point.
And
right?
I want to get Kurt Mustager back. He lives in Kaiser.
Is he a Kaiser guy?
He does the sewer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's only got his own business.
Oh, okay. He's doing his own stuff. He's a local business owner.
Yeah, he does the sewer drains.
Oh, okay. Right on.
He lives in Kaiser area.
Well, what was coming up on this next month? What were they talking about for the next show? Do you remember what
Andrell is coming back for the title shot.
Gangrel's back again?
He's coming back one more time.
It's pretty cool seeing him because for any of the viewers that know, he was a big WWE guy in the 90s. I mean, when Christian and Edge first came on, especially Edge, he preceded them. So Gangrel was kind of the ringleader on the early days of those guys, and big fella. He's a big, scary, awesome dude who says,
He give me hugs all the time he sees
hey,
me.
he's a big teddy bear. He's good to the
Yes.
fans anyway.
Yeah,
You get on his bad side, I don't know. You got to do a match with him. Is probably another story. He's probably dropping elbows, but yeah. What else do you remember? Anything else that's coming up?
Yes, I'm trying to work out a deal. Have it 2 shows for Jeff Manning. Have 2 shows in the morning and 1 at night.
Like a double show type thing. That might be pretty hard to do.
I'd like to have that done. Yeah. I'm working out a deal with Jeff Manning to do that. Yeah. Where more fans come out and watch the program. Yeah. And be on my show and go to see the wrestling.
Well, that's one thing they're doing now is by the time we see the Sunday show here in Salem, they were already up in Portland the night before filming their Portland show.
Yes.
So it's getting to a point where it's not as busy as it was in the old days, but it's getting there to where they're really they're getting several gigs in a week. And I remember the old days with wrestling were really cool, but I went to school with Rip Oliver's boys, Lance and Larry, and his dad worked 4 or 5 days a week. It was
Rip Oliver comes to the shows too once in a while.
Does he? Rip Oliver was a great bad guy, one of my favorite bad guys of all time. And both of his sons were really good in sports, good kids too. They're nice guys. So I went to school with them in Oregon City. But he had like a regular job back then. I would love to see that happen with our local guys, where I'd love to see all of them go to the big time, but I wish local wrestling was at a point like it was in the 80s where there was quite a few guys that was their paying gig. That was their full-time thing. The guys we see now, if you want to make it, some of them are traveling around a lot. They're on the independent circuit, and they're all over the place. They're traveling and wrestling all over the country for the experience and the exposure. Our local guys who are awesome, they got to
go to California and back, and
then
Idaho,
and they're still holding down a full-time job
and they're married and watching the kids,
trying to raise a family. So the game's totally different now. But I believe the folks we have doing local wrestling now here in the Northwest, they've got to actually juggle more to try and keep it going. And I hope that grows for them. I hope it works out, and I appreciate them doing this.
And this one guy, he was going to be on my show, and he backed out because he had something else to do.
Yeah, we'll have a new fellow that'll come in, and it was a fan. He'll probably come in and do it. We'll get some other people lined up too. I mean, I was kind of hoping to do one with you just to hang out and get caught up on what's going on, because I'm kind of out of touch.
I like to have all the fans who want to be on my show just call in or drop by to the studio and sign up. Well, be on my show.
That's another thing we could do. I guess we could make it a call-in thing if we.
That's what I was going to do the next show.
But in order to do it, we also have to go live to do that. So
I was thinking about that.
If we do that, we'll try and promote it, but also we'll have to work all that out because we have to have channel space and.
I think we can do that.
It would be fun, but we'll talk about it some more. There's a whole other wrinkle there. We got to make sure we're ready for that.
I think we can.
All right. Well, anything else you're looking forward to on the new show?
I'm just thinking about having more guests on my show and more fans out there. Please come in, watch my show, see the program, and this is the best show that is for anybody. This is my show for all of the fans. This is my place for the fans to come in and watch on this program and watch professional wrestling at the studio. And go see the wrestlers here. Yeah. And meet them and talk to them. Yeah. Don't be scared. They ain't gonna do nothing to hurt you or anything. They want to meet with you and talk to you. What do you think could be better?
Well, what do you think of this, David? Let's take a quick break, and what we'll show the people out there is we'll show a little bit of your interview with Morty Lipschitz.
Okay.
It'll just be a couple of minutes of it. We'll show a little bit of that, and we'll be back in a minute or two, and we'll finish this show up. What do you think?
Yes.
All right, guys, we'll be right back, okay?
Right back. This is David Beam.
I started back in, I guess I could give you a little history. You want some history?
Yeah.
You're not going to take notes and use this again? It won't be up on Facebook, or you're not going to tweet this or Snapchat me or anything bad?
Between you and me, I'm not going to do that.
What about him? He's still in the room. Stump is still,
He's fine.
Okay, so I started my career back in 1980-something. Was down in Northern California. There was a group called Bay Area Wrestling, run by Woody Farmer, who has since passed on. Woody was a piano mover, by the way, in real life. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Did you know who Woody Farmer was? Have you heard the name?
No, never heard.
We were just going to be friends, David.
But I did stuff for Sandy Barr.
Okay, I work for Sandy as well. We'll get to. I'm going in chronological order. That's from first to last.
Okay.
I could go from last to first if you'd like.
That's fine.
First to last is good. Okay. Stump, you're not helping out at all. So, started in the Bay Area back in the 80s, got trained to actually be a wrestler, believe it or not, because we all had to learn being a wrestler to be a referee. My very first job was, and don't laugh at this, nobody laugh at this one, I'm going to be angry if you laugh. I was what today they would call it a ring girl. I was a ring guy. When the wrestlers got in the ring and they threw their jackets somewhere, I would pick it up and, excuse us. Oh, pardon me. We'll wait for Stump to finish coughing. You all done? Okay, thank you. I was the ring guy, so when they'd throw their expensive gowns and jackets off, I would go take it back to the locker room. One day, a referee didn't show up, and they said, you're going to referee. I had no idea what I was doing. Somehow I got through it, and that was my first experience back, and it was 80-something. I don't know when the hell it was, a long time ago. And then did some other refereeing down there for a few years. Mrs. Lipschitz and I decided to move to Oregon because we wanted to get away from California. It's a nice place. I love the beaches, the beautiful women, but of course being married to Mrs. Lipschitz, hanging with other beach babes, not a good idea at all. No. You understand, because you've had a lot of women in your life.
Right.
We were talking about that off camera.
Yes.
The man is a chick magnet. I'm not kidding you. It's just amazing. Are you a chick magnet, Stump? Is there a Mrs. Stump? Okay. We're working with him. He's new at this. He's doing the best he can. Anyway, moved up to Oregon. Didn't even know there was professional wrestling in Oregon. I had no idea. And one day I was online on the internet. Do you know what the internet is?
Yeah.
Oh, we're just checking to make sure. And I was chatting with a wrestler from the Eugene area and told him, hey, I used to referee out of Boom, all this stuff. And that's how I started in Oregon. Worked for a couple of wrestling companies for about 3 or 4 years up here. And then we decided to start the West Coast Wrestling Connection.
There, David Beam. That was Morty Lipschitz. That's episode 1 you guys saw right there. Just a little slice of the guy we're probably going to bring back, I think, for the next show.
Right. He said he wants to come, so we got to book him, he said.
He's the multifaceted, if you can call it that, talented.
Yes.
And
he said he got some people who wants to be on my show, so I had to just work out a schedule for him, and he said he would do it.
Were you going to tell me about some WWE stuff? Was there a recent show that you saw?
Yeah, it was in Portland.
Oh, okay.
And they would come by my house and talk to me.
Wow. Now, you were saying you got a hat from somebody?
I had John Cena.
Oh, wow.
He's come all the way here and they give me a hat.
Wow, that's really cool, man. Yeah. Right on, man. Well, what are you thinking, what are you hoping to see? Who would you like to see come back here to Portland and Salem area?
I'd like to see Punk come in.
Yeah, he's a big name guy, so yeah.
I'd like to see Snake Roberts back.
Yeah, I never got to see Jake. I was bummed about that. I never got to see him on either one of those shows. Did you get to see him and hang out with him?
Yeah.
Does he look like he's doing okay?
Yeah. He wants to come back to professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was talking to...
How did he do with his match with the grappler? How did that go?
Pretty good.
Did he still run around with the snake in the bag and all that?
Yeah.
Did he still put the snake on him?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
He wants to come back to the Salem area.
Well, I hope so. I didn't get to see him last time. I felt
really
bad.
He had his kids with him.
Oh, yeah? So was it his
grandkid?
His grandkids were with him? That's cool. Yeah, I always hoped he did okay. I saw a documentary about him in the 90s. He wasn't doing so well back then. I was worried about him. So.
But I like to see him be an announcer for wrestling here.
Yeah, I think he could do it all. Right, back in the day, he could do it all. He was good with his promos. He could announce. He could wrestle.
Yeah, and it would help Marty.
Oh, that would. Marty would probably go for it. Yeah. Who else would you like to see come back?
I'd like to see Roddy Piper.
I'd like to finally meet him. I never got to meet him yet.
Is
he doing shows
Mike,
in Portland?
Mike Miller, I'd like to see him back
I'd
here.
love to meet Mike Miller. I remember him from the old days. I remember Mike.
Young Bloods, Jay and the Indians.
Oh,
used to,
yeah, the Young Bloods. I remember them. I'm trying to think.
Don't live here, West Salem.
Oh, really?
Them Indians.
And then Grappler's really fun to see. He
likes me.
He
we
was
get
a
along
big
good.
deal. He was a big deal. The old Portland Rattler is a big deal now. It's good to have him.
I got
around.
I got the good ones likes me. I got the bad ones likes me. Don't talk to me all the time. I go to the matches.
Even the bad guys, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hang out with me and talk to me.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I got to make it to the next one. Was it hot at this last show, or was
Yeah,
it
it
pretty
was
good?
hot.
Was it? I saw the July one.
It had no doors open. It was too stuffy.
Yeah, it gets well in the summer.
But I like to
see
see we have one outside.
an outdoor show.
Yeah.
Outdoor shows are always fun too. I like their location. It's right over by where I live. It's about a mile from my house.
And I urge all the fans out there, go to see the show, will you? Go to Professional Wrestling. Go out there and meet with them.
Another thing is, I believe they do a family-friendly show.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a show that's for the whole family.
It's a good show. Nobody gets hurt, nothing.
They don't do no cussing and stuff like
Nope.
that. They're pretty darn good about that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I got to try and go to this next one, and it's before you know it, it'll be here beginning of the month, right around the corner. So,
A couple more weeks.
Who's someone in wrestling you haven't met yet that you wished you had? Like, who do you still want to meet that you haven't met yet?
He retired. He can't. He just don't want to wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see him Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin would have been really cool. I've never met The Undertaker. He'd be really cool to meet.
I'd like to see him do the show with me.
Oh, shoot, yeah. I'd love to see Undertaker.
And I'd like to see and the ones that are doing WWF, the promoter. WWF.
Oh, the promoter of I don't know who that is. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd like to have Sting on my show.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia wrestling.
Yeah, he's still around, right? He's
Yes.
still wrestling down
He's
in
down in
Georgia.
California.
I think I'd love to see Billy Jack Haynes again, wherever he is. Billy Jack was
He passed away.
Billy Jack Haynes? I didn't know he passed away. How
He
long
passed
ago was
away
that?
A couple of years ago. He passed away.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, he was big in Oregon City where I grew up.
Yeah.
He lived there, so we would see Billy Jack around.
Yeah.
Like we'd see him at our grocery store and stuff. So he was like the big wrestler dude that we
That
knew.
one guy used to be on the bad side. He's back on the good side.
Yeah, that happens with them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes they go from being bad guys to
They'll
good
make
guys.
more.
and-
Well, don't make more. You know.
And then good guys back to bad guys again. And
Yeah.
over a long enough timeline, they all kind of go back and forth. And well,
Retired, then they'll go back in again.
they keep the story moving, right? That
Yeah.
keeps the story going. So I think that's part of the fun about it is you don't know what kind of curveball they're going to throw at you next. Sometimes
My curveball is this show. It's
Yeah.
my favorite show, and that's what I wanted to do it for the fans. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, again, just that reminder for anybody out there, we'll put the website or an email address at the bottom so you can find out about maybe being a guest or even calling in or let us know about someone you want to see on the show. And Morty, we got to get you back. That was a riot.
Marty, please, you're watching this show. Please come back on my show. I need you.
He was funny too. He was a riot the whole time. I think he warmed up to it once he sat down. I don't know. A lot of times with the wrestlers and the promoters and everybody involved, they're so focused on the show they're doing. A program like this is really more of an introspective. It's more about them. How did they
Yes.
get involved? What's their? How did they get there? What are they doing now? Where's it going? Kind of a thing. And I think,
That's what I want.
think he liked it afterwards.
I want professional wrestlers to see how you are, what you're doing, where you live, what you've been doing in the past, what are you doing now and in the future.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, we're getting close to being out of time,
But-
Dave. Should we do a wrap up and a bye-bye to the good
Please
folks
come.
out there?
I'm going to have one more show next month, so please be on my show.
Yeah, we'll be filming again next month. If you guys go to the live show at the beginning of the month, David, I know will be there. David Beam will be there. I'm going to try and be there. So.
And I urge all the fans out there, go to the show.
Yeah.
Please call the station here. Let me know what show you want to see.
Yeah.
To meet the fans, or you want to meet the wrestlers here on my program?
Yeah.
Just meet. Come in and talk to me about professional wrestling, and I can do it for you.
Yeah, or maybe you can be a guest on the
To
show.
be my guest.
See, Dave's a good guy. He don't bite. He's a good fella. One of the nicest guys I met in town. I've known David for years now. He's locally, a lot of people in Salem know him. You've ran for
Governor twice.
Yeah.
Run for city council twice. But I'm out there for the fans. I'm taking advantage of nobody. I just wanted to see the fans and to see what's needed out there for them.
Oh, cool. Well, what do you think, Dave? Is that pretty good? I think we got a good show in.
And I like to see more fans be on this show, be on here and go to see the wrestlers. Them are nice people.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice folks. Have you ever gone to their after thing at the restaurant?
Roadhouse.
It's pretty fun. I've gone to those where you get to hang out and talk to the fellas.
Yeah, you can go to see the Roadhouse too, and you can meet them after the matches.
They're way cool. So, all right, Dave. Let's I don't know. Let's sign out. I think we're pretty good, huh?
Thank you, fans. Please watch my show. Please call in, be on my show. Please, you want to be on the guest, or you want to meet with the wrestlers here, call in or just write in or fax, anything. Please. Thank you. This is David Beam.
All right, yeah, take it easy, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching WrestleTalk with David Beam.
Please watch WrestleTalk. Please, David Beam.
We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.